What is fashion? Fashion is creation. Fashion is design. Fashion is imagination. This is Fashion's Corner.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fashion's Corner. My name is Alasia Simone, and I'm here with the beautiful Destin'ee Nicole with her line DNB, and we're just going to talk a little bit about it and get to know a little bit about you as well. So let's start out with the basics. What would you say your motivation behind your line is?
So my motivation behind my line is just making women feel classy and sexy and beautiful. Just showing women that you can be classy and sexy at the same time.
Yeah.
So I just think that's very important, especially like in today's world. I think it's just important with fashion because fast fashion is kind of taking over in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lot of people wearing like high fashion like they did in previous years. So I think it's just important to me to just keep fashion alive.
Awesome.
High fashion.
That's nice. From the beginning, like, what made you want to? Did that inspire you to become a designer in the first place? Like, you were just like sick of seeing the fashion thing, and like, how was that?
Well, I decided to become a fashion designer when I was an undergrad. I went to Virginia State University, and I was a psychology major my first year, and I hated it. And then I found out that my campus had a textile and apparels program, so then I switched my sophomore year, and I fell in love with fashion and everything professionally. Before then, I had always loved fashion, but then I got exposed to it in a professional background. Nice. So then that just inspired me to start my clothing line my sophomore year of college back in 2014. People would compliment me on my clothes all of the time on campus when I would be going to class and stuff. So I was like, you know, everybody always compliments me on what I'm wearing, so I can start a clothing line and dress other people.
Yeah.
And I started it, and I got support from people in my hometown, my friends and family first, and then it just started from there.
That's amazing. And that's amazing. So, like, what's the breakdown, step by step, from the idea to the actual piece of dress that you, like, you know, display? Like, how is that process? Like, how would you describe that process?
Well, the design process, it starts with inspiration. So when I go to design a collection, I usually think about, you know, what time period I want to design from, what countries that I want to design about. I love like vintage fashion, so I do collections on vintage Italian and vintage fashion collections, Parisian collections. So I do a lot of research. I go to museums, I look at artwork, I look at history books, and I look at the clothes from 18th century, 19th century, 40s, 50s, and I do my own rendition on it and give it like a modern spin.
Okay, great. That's completely amazing about the whole step-by-step process. And where do you see your line going in, like, say 5 years? Where do you hope to see it?
In 5 years, I hope to be at the top of the fashion industry. Like, my goal is to become a legendary fashion designer. Like, Destin'ee Nicole Browne name will be up there with the greats, Chanel, Dior, Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. So in the next 5 years, I hope to be closer to that goal.
That's amazing, and I can completely see that happening because, like, just by this, I love the every piece. I love the texture, like, you know, the buildup of it and everything.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you so much for having this conversation with me. Could you describe a little bit what I'm wearing today? This beautiful dress.
So this dress was from my first couture collection that I ever did. It was called Nouveau Riche Sophistiqué, and that's French for new money, sophisticated. And I named it that because I didn't come from money. So when I become a millionaire and then a billionaire, I will be considered new money. So
Nice,
that's
yeah.
what gave me the inspiration to name my collection that. And this really like took my career off to the next level when I presented my first couture collection at RVA Fashion Week back home in Richmond, Virginia, where I'm from. That was back in 2017, and when I released that collection there, that opened the door. I got a lot of opportunities to go to New York and do Fashion Week. I got a lot of opportunities to do photo shoots and magazines and everything. So I would just tell people, like, you know, take every opportunity that comes in front of you.
Well, would you like to tell the audience where they can find you and your collection?
So you can find me on Instagram at DNB Couture. That's D for Destiny, N for Nicole, and B for Browne and Couture. And my website is DestineeDNB.com. And on there, you can book me for custom couture, and I will also be releasing one-of-a-kind pieces on there soon.
And I'm Alasia Simone, again here with the beautiful Destin'ee Nicole with her line DNB, and you're watching Fashion Corner. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.